Welcome to the Moon in Gemini podcast. I am your witch in residence, April Edwards. Today we are sitting with the full moon in Sagittarius. Full moons are moments of illumination. They bring things into visibility. They clarify what has been building. They pull something from the unconscious and place it where we can no longer pretend not to see it. But every full moon has its own language. And Sagittarius speaks through truth. Not small truth, not polite truth, not the kind of truth we use to win an argument. Sagittarius speaks through the truths that widen the path, the truth that changes how we see the story we are living inside. Sagittarius is mutable fire. It moves, it seeks. It refuses to stay confined inside one room, one idea, one explanation. This is the sign of the seeker, the pilgrim, the philosopher, the wanderer, the teacher, the heretic. Sagittarius wants meaning. It wants the larger pattern. It wants to know what an experience was for. Under this full moon, we are not only asking what happened, we are asking, what did this teach me? And that question changes everything, because Sagittarius does not want to sit forever in the details. It wants to climb high enough to see the whole landscape. Every full moon is in opposition. The moon is in Sagittarius, the sun is in Gemini. Gemini gathers information, Sagittarius interprets it. Gemini asks a question, Sagittarius seeks meaning. Gemini notices the pieces, Sagittarius looks for the pattern. This axis is about knowledge, but more importantly, this is about discernment, because information is not the same as wisdom. We can know many things and understand very little. We can collect facts without ever letting them change us. Gemini teaches us to stay curious. Sagittarius teaches us to find the thread. Under this full moon, we may see where we have been drowning in details without naming the larger truth, or where we have clung to a belief so tightly that we have stopped listening. Both distortions are possible. Too much Gemini becomes noise, too much Sagittarius becomes dogma. The work is to let curiosity and meaning speak to each other. This full moon may bring realization about beliefs. A conviction may shift. A truth may become impossible to avoid. You may recognize that something you once believed no longer fits who you are becoming. Or you may find yourself returning to a truth you abandoned because it was inconvenient. Sagittarius does not always reveal something new. Sometimes it reveals what you already knew, but you were not ready to stand behind. This is a moon of perspective. It can illuminate. It can illuminate a pattern you could not see from the inside the situation, forest through the trees kind of stuff, or a lesson hidden inside frustration, a direction that only becomes clear once you stop trying to control the route. This is not a moon that asks for certainty. It asks for honesty. Every sign carries distortion. Sagittarius' shadow is certainty without humility, also known as the need to be right. The temptation to turn personal experience into universal law. The belief that just because something was true for you, it must be true for everyone. Under this full moon, watch for that. Watch where conviction becomes superiority. Watch for where faith becomes avoidance, and watch for where truth becomes a weapon instead of a lantern. And that's quote-unquote truth. Sagittarius is powerful because it names meaning. But meaning must remain alive. It must remain responsive. A truth that cannot be questioned may not be truth at all. It may be fear wearing sacred language. Sagittarius is also associated with freedom, and under this full moon, the desire for freedom may intensify. You may feel restless, impatient, hungry for movement, ready to leave behind what feels narrow, repetitive, or limiting. But the question is, are you seeking freedom, or are you trying to escape consequence? There is a difference. Freedom expands the soul. Escape avoids the work. This full moon asks you to be honest about which one is moving through you. If something genuinely needs to be left behind, you will know. If you are simply uncomfortable with the lesson, leaving will not liberate you. It will only relocate the pattern. Spiritually, this full moon is about orientation. Sagittarius points the arrow, not always toward a known destination, but towards direction that feels more truthful than where we have been standing. This is a moon for asking, what is the belief that guides my choices? What story am I living inside? What truth have I outgrown? What truth am I afraid to claim? These are not small questions. They are compass questions. They show you what you are actually navigating by. And if the compass is outdated, the path will eventually reveal it. For my witches, this full moon is not about spectacle. It is about truth tending. Sagittarius belongs to the flame of vision, the fire that shows the way forward, not by giving every answer, but by revealing direction. This is a useful moon for examining your spiritual framework, not to judge it, to refine it. What do you actually believe? Which parts of your practice are alive? Which parts are inherited but no longer inhabited? Where have you mistaken expansion for depth? And where have you kept yourself small because the wider path asked too much courage? This moon can clarify the difference between knowledge you collect and wisdom you live. That matters, especially in witchcraft, because practice is not made powerful by accumulation. It is made powerful by relationship, repetition, and truth. Sagittarius full moons can feel lighter than some other lunations, but that does not mean they are shallow. Fire moves quickly. It can bring laughter, revelation, restlessness, honesty, and irritation all in the same breath. You may feel the need to speak plainly. You may feel impatient with nuance. You may feel a sudden desire to make plans, travel, study, teach, or change direction. Let the energy move, but do not let it outrun discernment. Not every realization must become an immediate declaration. Some truths need to be lived quietly before they are spoken out loud. If you are able, take a breath here and ask yourself, what truth is asking to be acknowledged now? Not performed, not defended, acknowledged. Then ask yourself, what would change if I stopped arguing with it? Let that sit, because sometimes the full moon does not bring an answer. Sometimes it brings a truth where we're finally mature enough to stop avoiding. After this full moon, pay attention to what shifts in perspective. You may not have a complete plan. That's fine. Sagittarius does not always give the map. Sometimes it just gives the horizon, a direction, a glimpse, or even a widening. Let that be enough for now. Let the truth open the path without demanding that you understand every mile ahead. The full moon in Sagittarius reminds us that wisdom is not the same as certainty. Wisdom moves, it listens, it grows with experience. Under this moon, something is illuminated, not to trap you in a conclusion, but to widen your understanding of the road ahead. Let the truth be spacious. Let the path be larger than your fear. And let what you now know change how you walk forward. This work grows through word of mouth. If it's been meaningful to you, you can like, share, or subscribe. That's how it reaches the ones who need it.